Um, Hi there. I just thought I would introduce myself, the one and only hand that's currently painting. Lovely job. Barely making. You know what? She's doing what she can. So this video is primarily me fixing, adjusting the main parts of her, i.e. the necklace, the position of the diamond, the dress, well, at least the upper part of the dress. Um, it's a bit tedious because the paint has started to essentially dry and it's not that easy to manipulate on the canvas. But a lot of the time there's a level of indecisiveness that goes along with each mark made. It's a bit reassuring to know that the marks already on the canvas cannot be budged too easy. So I do have a level of freedom to go on top of it and see how that could look, zoom out a little. Look at the reference. In terms of this painting, the reference is a 16th century Renaissance piece. However, I see what I am doing more so as an imitation, reflecting current society and our obsession with aesthetics. And I genuinely believe if Renaissance artists made art right now, their paintings would be considered ugly. We look back and think that they are beautiful pieces. But if you saw the original, not to toot my own horn, I think you'd say that she looks a little prettier. There's something that's more conforming to our idea of physical beauty, in terms of the features especially. So I hope you like this process. Sit back, make something small or big while you're watching this, and give me some company by giving yourself some company. I may make attempts to come back in the middle, talk a little more. Probably will come back in the end just to, thank everyone. Be like, oh my god, that's so kind. You watched all the way through. Because we're just like halfway through? I don't know, quarter way. So sit back. But don't sit too back, because Well, watch me paint in it. You see these lines? It's bane on my existence. This bit, this part, the pigment was setting on the canvas, and you can tell it's not, unless I'm laying on new pigment with, well, I have my own little ratio and, you know, concoction as a medium. I know the words, they just multilingual, you know. It all kind of is, all the languages want to have the limelight. It's a blessing and a curse. The older you get, it seems more like a curse, but that's just personal opinion. Right now, in the middle, what looks like a blob will be the pendant. And I thought it was bigger, but then as I continued painting, I realized it only looked that big because I was zoomed into this one portion of the reference while I focused on the painting. And I found myself having to remind myself, zoom out, which isn't that different from day-to-day living, I'd say. A lot of having to zoom out, consider perspectives, detachment, you know, all that good stuff. I don't think I can detach from paintings though. I understand how there are certain artists from, like, you know, I understand why we have paintings like Mona Lisa. He needed that one canvas to just be his, that he could go back time and again, and he didn't have to give her up at the end. Did he? I'm pretty sure he didn't have to. I should probably look into that before philosophizing it. Is that a word? Philosophizing. Well, Shakespeare made up words. I made up one too now. And I give you all, listening, free will. Use it as you will. Okay, I'll just disappear into the background now. Enjoy. You're doing wonderful, sweetie. No, before I go, can I just say, if you've made it this far, this video is not sped up. Each mark you see me make is at the same speed it was made in real life. The only editing out that I do is when I'm analyzing the references and the painting and deciding where to, lay down the marks and the value tone, all that wonderful stuff that you have to take into consideration while you do the first layer. Well, second layer. Actually, first first layer in painting, second layer in the whole process. Because before this is just the drafting process, which you can take a look. Go back, see my video. I posted it. Just a short clip. Well, 30 minutes long, which is short, okay? ASMR. Like I was saying, your attention span is amazing. You know how everyone's talking about attention spans going down? Yeah, I refuse to speed up my work. Well, at least on YouTube. On other platforms, there's a time restraint. Here, there isn't one, so I've decided it's best to make content if I am going to add to the landfill of database and just videos on videos on videos that exist. I think for my conscience, this is my way of fighting back against the whole attention span decreasing, because this is reality of doing work. Most of what goes into being an artist really is adjusting cameras. Apparently not very well either. It's a lot of lines being made, but a line being made and then 4 other lines being made to make that initial line look like a line that you think is acceptable, which you will probably go back to further adjust. But I find it helps remind me of how life works. We forget that life is the first art piece created, essentially. We are all creative for a reason. We all help create life and sustain life. And going back to lines made an hour ago, a couple weeks ago, sometimes even a month ago, scraping it all, starting fresh on that section. In life, you have to do that too. You have to go back, tell your younger self, like, mate, it's not like that anymore. Like, we have better people around. We get that option. We're grown now. And stuff like that, When I get lost, I think that's what made me gravitate towards making art. Especially as someone who was studying business and sociology in uni. Oh my god. And GCSEs and A levels and high school. Because I did high school in India, but it was a Cambridge International. Yeah, much like the music, it was chaotic. And too dramatic for a child. And yet here we are. I'm still doing what I want to. It feels evil, but it's just natural progress, I suppose. still learning. I need the selfie, no, the tripod. There we go. The tripod. It's broken. I fixed it with a ribbon, but it's somewhat working. And it makes me smile every time I see the ribbon, honestly. Despite it being broken, it's fixed with just that little thread. Well, ribbon. You know what I mean. And it works. A reflection of myself, if you will. Okay, so now I'm working on the minutia of work. Even though I probably shouldn't, I just couldn't resist. That's a human. I know you can't tell right now, but what you are witnessing is the beginning of a human forming on a 2D surface. It's just an essence. But you can sort of see the arm. I can sort of see the arms. I can see what it's going to be. And that's all that's necessary right now. You have the pleasure of seeing it unfold. Even if you can't see it right now, don't worry. I can barely see it. But it's a faith that the marks I have made show me what needs be. And when I will zoom out, physically, of course, it will start looking much more illegible. It's still work in progress, alright? It's the details of details. But there's so much more fun to try and learn and emulate. Oh, these lines. I imagine what the material is. In the reference, this part isn't fabric. I mean, it is embroidery work. And I imagine it to be heavily stiff, with just the green part being flexible, soft fabric. And the lines that I'm now focusing on. At first I thought it was a net of sort, but the more I look at the reference, the more they look like strips of cloth that are like under support of some kind. That probably like goes all the way around the back to sort of help yeah, with support. But that also means that it's like 2 lines, not even that, making up the whole thing. Oh wow, this is just have to stop myself from hyper focusing because it sort of makes me want to hyperventilate and just essentially take a step back in the process and go, okay, but like before I can do that detail, there is clearly stuff missing. So let's just focus on that for now. I.e. coming back to reality and the present, and you know, present being the gift and lessons everywhere. We gotta pick branches everywhere. You gotta pick. If you hope you understand. You made it to the end. Well done. Thank you. Now give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you again later. Bye.